What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tavern. I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on. There we go. I'm Spencer.
Scuffed, and I'm Eli.
And this is Breakfast Bardic Blunders. Because,
Not the first time we've done one of these either.
but the last time we did it, it was at like noon. Let's be fair. So yeah, here we are, early morning, because, Spencer may have, forgot that we were supposed to do this on Thursday and kept playing Elden Ring. But anyways, so we don't really have anything.
We have plenty to talk about.
Go for it. Start talking.
Well, hi, I'm Eli.
That's been established.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
That's all I got.
Thank you very much. We can talk about what I mentioned to you last night. What makes Halo Halo?
Oh, yeah.
So I watched a pretty entertaining video talking about Halo killers, which, to anyone who's not aware, wasn't around through the 2000s. After Halo came out, a bunch of FPS games were making this attempt to be a Halo killer. Like, we have to kill Halo. We need to beat Halo. It was this weird phenomenon because when Doom came out, Doom was like the first major FPS. You had Doom clones where it was just like, we need to copy what Doom is doing and do that to be successful. But after Halo came out, it wasn't let's copy Halo, it was let's beat Halo. Let's kill Halo. We need to be better than Halo.
Yeah.
And no one was. Anyone that attempted to be better than Halo fell flat. It was the ones who went, let's take what Halo did and try and do our own thing like that succeeded. Star Wars Republic Commando was one of those where
I will say that game was a lot of fun, though.
that game was fantastic, but
I do want to stream it.
It didn't try to be Halo. It was like, let's take the Halo formula, let's make it a squad-based shooter, and let's put it in the Star Wars universe. Like, perfect. Like, you nailed it. There's so much that they did right in that because they didn't just try and kill Halo. They were honest to the property they were using. They took some of the Halo formula in what they did, but didn't just try and rip the whole thing, So they succeeded. Crisis is another one that succeeded. It was basically Halo-flavored Far Cry.
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty actually started life. I think it was Call of Duty 4. Actually started life as a Halo killer. Or at least Treyarch was developing a Halo killer before they just went, never mind. Let's just go all into Call of Duty. That worked fantastically. That created a freaking feud unlike any other. Like, I remember as someone on the outside looking in who didn't play either of those games as a kid, all of the kids through middle school and even high school a little bit, where it was like, Halo's better. No, Call of Duty's better. No, Halo's better. It, like, that spawned sides like the console wars spawned sides.
Yeah.
And there was always arguments being thrown back and forth at that. But, anyways, a lot of the other games you look at, I can't even remember the names of. That should give you an idea of how successful all the Halo killers were. So, the question is, what is it that makes Halo Halo so much that even now the Halo developers are having trouble capturing it?
Imagine having problems capturing your own game.
Well, I mean, it's not really their game anymore, because believe it or not, 343 has a lot of people who are developers on those Halo killers.
Yeah.
So 343 in and of themselves is trying to capture what Bungie did. Because which
You're
Halo
right.
games would you say really feel like Halo? 1, 2, 3, ODST Reach?
Yeah.
I don't think 4 feels like Halo. 4 felt like Call of Duty in the Halo universe.
I would agree with you in that method of thinking.
Yeah,
But it's just like that's a hard one to be like, oh yeah. 4 felt, because there was definitely stuff in 4 that was Halo enough to, oh shit, I knocked over my thing. Halo
yeah.
enough to warrant, like, hey, this is still Halo, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It was, I don't know. I didn't like 4. I have to say, I really didn't. And maybe my opinion on 4 would change a bit if I played 5, because I think 5's really bad too. Just from what people describe it as, and maybe I'd appreciate 4 more if I played 5. But
Yeah,
after
most likely would.
okay, yeah, after playing through all of the other Halos, which for perspective for people who don't know, I just played all the Halo games for the first time last year. The only 2 I had played prior to this last year was 4 and Reach, and I didn't beat 4. I got like halfway through the campaign and dropped it. Reach I loved. Immediately I was like, okay, I understand the hype for Halo with Reach, but what were they doing with 4? Even like 10 years ago when I played it, I did not understand the hype for 4. I was like, I certainly hope the other games are more like Reach than they are like 4. They were. They definitely were. Hence why I've gone back and, I mean, you and me did our co-op legendary playthrough and won.
Yeah, I would love to do it in multiple.
I am afraid of Halo 2 legendary.
Why?
Jackal snipers.
It's not that scary.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, somebody just hit something with a lawnmower.
You're looking at the guy who couldn't barely get through 1 level on Lasso CE. Like, I got through based on pure luck, and then had to like save scum through most of the 2nd level.
I mean,
2 is so much worse. What's up, Ghetto Nobodies? How are you doing this morning? But yeah, it's an interesting. I think one of the things that a lot of those Halo killer developers missed was Halo was slower than the other FPS games, but they didn't capture why it was slower. They just slowed it down and, said that was good.
yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. Ghetto. So, it was like it lacked a lot of the momentum Halo had. It lacked the satisfying vehicle combat and the fun enemies that they had. Like, there's quite a lot of them that just made you fight human enemies, and it's like, cool. Human enemies with hit scan weapons. How thrilling. That's another reason Halo was successful. You remember the enemies in Halo. Like,
yes, you do.
From the Covenant to the Flood, like, they're memorable enemies. And the number of Halo killers that tried to do the halfway through the game switch up, like, oh, but now you're fighting a different enemy, and then it was just the same enemy with a different texture. Like,
yeah. Fuck, what's that game? It's a game that you and me talk about that we actually really want to play.
oh, I'm not sure.
Army of Two.
Oh, yeah, Army of Two. I'd love to play Army of Two. Was that considered like a competitor? I mean, I guess it was it's a third-person shooter, but it was still a shooter.
It is,
so
but
it was a competitor to Halo.
It competed with Halo. Quotations around competed.
But once again, look at what, like, that game didn't try to be Halo. It tried to be its own thing. That's why it
also true.
Had success. All the ones that tried to be Halo failed. Because, like, there's even one, I don't remember what it was called, but the guy, I can tell you right now, the video was made by Shredded Nerd, which is a fantastic name. And the title of the video is Why Every Halo Killer Failed, if you're interested in watching it yourselves. But one of the games he mentioned was one where they were trying to mock Halo and their Marines. It was a little bit later after, I think, definitely after 2 released, I think after 3 released, where it was trying to make fun of the dude bro Marines and be like, oh yeah, well, you're a super soldier and all your super soldier friends are actually a-holes, and then the halfway through the game twist is you start fighting for the rebellion instead of the big company with the super soldier, the big military with the super soldiers. And it tries to treat the bad guys the Switch, the guys who you were with at the beginning, like the Marines or Spartans from Halo, but treats them like the typical dude bro stereotype that the fans of Halo had. And
yeah.
It was like,
I don't think that's gonna work so well.
Oh, it fell flat so hard because everybody was like, yeah, but we like Halo. We don't like you. Like, you can try and make fun of Halo, but we actually enjoy it. You suck. So, yeah, that one, it's so absolutely hilarious to me that they tried to be like, well, and it was from the minds of the same people who tried to say, oh, well, Halo's so black and white, saying the aliens are the bad guys and the humans are the good guys. It's like, did you play it? Because it's not that black and white. It makes it very clear the Covenant are a misguided religious entity that is absolutely 100% in the wrong no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, the aliens even turn on their own aliens, if you want to boil it down enough for these people to understand it. Like, the elites get absolutely screwed over by the Covenant.
Yeah, they do.
It's like... So, to be like, oh, it's aliens versus humans, and they try to say the humans are all good guys, and the aliens... Like, shut up. If you want something that's more about the atrocities of the UNSC, go to the Halo novels. You'll find it there.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Army of Two. Yeah, Army of Two is definitely more Gears of War. I mean, Gears of War, that's another one that competed with Halo. Gears of War had its own flavor of, obviously, third person as compared to first person shooters, cover to cover, you know, different gameplay, but it's a shooter, so it's going to be compared.
Yeah.
But again, Gears of War is something that hasn't really been emulated. There's something with these different franchises, and I think one of the things is, people. I've noticed there's a lot of people who, if you ask them what Halo is, they'll say Call of Duty in space, and that's wrong. That's totally wrong.
It is very wrong.
That is not even close. And I think that's the problem too. So many shooters get this, oh, it's Call of Duty, but like you couldn't say, oh, Gears of War is Call of Duty but in third person. Like, yeah. No, it's not. Gears of War has its own mechanics, and I mean, I'm not a Gears of War fan. I really don't like the games all that much, but yeah, Halo is Halo. Absolutely. 100%. Halo is its own thing. You can't say, oh, well, Halo is just this game, but like this. No, it is its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you want to look at it this way, Call of Duty built itself off of Halo, because Halo was the first-person shooter that wasn't like Doom. Everybody was trying to emulate Doom. Halo wanted to be its own thing.
Yeah.
And it freaking worked. So, it's just interesting to me that, you know, all these years later, and obviously Halo's popularity has waned, but I think that's mainly because of 343. It's interesting that Halo fans are like foaming at the mouth for a good Halo game. And that's why 1, 2, 3, Reach, you know, all of those. I mean, that's why the Master Chief Collection has so many players consistently. It has more players than Halo Infinite, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And
when it first started, it was a lot lower than Halo Infinite was, but then as time goes on,
it gets more and more players because more and more people are like, yeah, let me go back to the classic Halos.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you know, here's another thing. I don't think Infinite entirely felt like not Halo. It felt more Halo than 4, and I'm assuming 5. Again, I haven't played it. I don't know that I want to. But Infinite was still missing something. There's still something off about Infinite that doesn't feel like Halo. Infinite multiplayer is struggling at 2,000 players. Yeah, absolutely. As people have realized the game is slowly spiraling into its death, they've stopped showing up because, of course. Oh yeah, I'll play this game with the promise that new things are coming. Wait, new things aren't coming anymore? Alright.
Halo, Master Chief Collection is having the same problem, actually, which is, because you can only play Halo so many times.
Well, yeah, and that's, of course.
And even, like, multiplayer gets tedious after a while.
Yeah, 343 should be shut down. But, yeah, that's what I think. If we don't get another good Halo game, what Master Chief Collection is going to become, it's going to have peaks and valleys. When people are having that Halo itch and they just need to come back to play Halo, they'll come back and play it and there'll be a spike. And then everybody will get their Halo fix for a little bit and then they'll crash again. And you're going to have the people who are just die-hard Halo fans who are going to stick through it constantly because Halo is what they play. They don't like playing any other game, so they only play Halo.
Yep. That's what I was for a very long time.
Yeah, and I'll admit, when we've played the multiplayer together, I find MCC's multiplayer so much more entertaining than Infinite's. Infinite feels good as a game, like the gunplay and everything feels nice, but the multiplayer is not as fun. Because, I mean, the freaking insane amount of, like... I know the different mobility things and all the stuff, like, all the what are they called? Like, the grappling hook and the...
Yeah.
Whatever that item is called that you can use.
Grapple shot, thrusters, that stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name for that item slot.
Your equipment. That's very Halo Reach-esque.
Oh, is it equipment? Okay.
Yeah, it's your equipment. There's Spartan abilities.
Like that, I understand that allows for so much more creativity, I suppose, but it's one of those things that, to me, it just makes it like every other shooter.
Yeah.
You know, every other shooter has some little gimmick thing. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the grappling hook. It's nice in the campaign. I enjoy it in the campaign. I don't like it in the multiplayer as much. But it did add something new to Halo's combat. But it also, a lot of them is just like, it kind of feels, oh, well, yeah, I mean, you got these little abilities that you're just spamming whenever you get them, you know. It's not like Reaches where it's like, oh, do I go into this engagement with Sprint or with Jetpack or with, Drop Shield?
I'm honest with you. I played Reach so much, and I only ever used Sprint.
See, and that's, I think Reach was off on that too, because, yeah, really, what point is there to use most of the other things? I could see the Drop Shield. Was Armor Lock still in Reach?
Yeah, that was where Armor Lock kind of came from, so...
Oh, yeah, Armor Lock did start in that one, didn't it? Wasn't Armor Lock broken in Reach for a little bit, or was that 4?
No, it was Reach.
It was Reach? Okay.
It was very broken in Reach, but the problem is you're invincible, but you're stuck in one spot, and they're like, that makes good plays where you have to, like, think about what you're doing. And it really doesn't, because if you're good enough at playing Halo, you don't need to think that much. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna die here, but I can throw a grenade at my own feet.
Right. Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy. Martyrdom.
Yeah. Fiesta on Infinite is fun. Yeah. I enjoyed Fiesta, but once again, it's something you can only do so much before it's like, eh. And I'm also not going to keep an 80 gigabyte game on my computer for one game mode. Like, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I just... I don't know if there ever will be another Halo game. And I mean...
There will probably be another Halo game, but I doubt there will be a good Halo game.
That's what I mean. That, like, there's not going to be another game where you play it and you go, oh yeah, this is Halo. You're probably just going to get another half-ass attempt by 343 to profit off of the property, and then they'll move on. I think 343 truly is going to get one last chance from Microsoft, which they shouldn't. They really shouldn't, since they've proven time and time again they have no idea what they're doing. But they're probably going to get one last attempt, and then Microsoft's going to go, nobody likes Halo anymore. Kill 343 and kill Halo. Unfortunately. As unfortunate as that is to say. What the heck was that? Oh. As unfortunate as that is to say, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And it's a shame, and it's one of those things where it's weird that no one after all this time has managed to capture Halo again, because I mean, you don't want to just be Halo CE, but in 2024, like you don't want to do that. You have to have something unique. Yeah. But it's just, I mean, let's take the Souls games, for example. There's
a new Souls game every year.
Oh, and there are so many third-party games that succeed in what they do. Lies of P just came out last year, and that one was a hit. There's a bunch of Souls-like. It's happened so much that there's a whole freaking subgenre. But Souls-like has become its own genre. And while, yes, there are their fair share of stinkers, there's also plenty of them that have very well captured what the Souls games are about.
I believe there is one coming out here soon, too. I don't remember the name of it, though.
Tag Souls-like 1,698 games. Armored Core, that was FromSoft, so. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That's one. Remnant. Another Crab's Treasure. I don't agree with Hollow Knight being called a Souls-like. It's a Metroidvania, but, you know, sure. Yeah, Lies of P. Again, wouldn't really call Dead Cells Souls-like. But yeah, regardless, there's plenty of these games that have been successful and have captured the vibe they're trying to get. But time and time again, companies haven't been able to do that with Halo. And it's so weird that after all this time, no one's managed to capture that Halo feeling enough for people to actually like it.
Yeah. It feels weird being such a long-term Halo fan to actually say that Halo is probably, we are gonna be the last generation that got to see Halo.
Yeah. That's weird to say.
Because what's going to happen is it's going to become one of those oh yeah, Halo's dead. Then it's going to turn into this massive oh man, oh darn, who cares?
I mean, it's going to fade away like so many other franchises have. I think the only thing that could save Halo is if they have a Doom-style renaissance down the line.
That might save them, but
what do you do?
Yeah.
Because you look at Doom. Doom went, okay, here was our successful games. Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64. Those were the big ones. Then you had Doom 3 that didn't really work that well. I mean, it wasn't bad. But it wasn't great. So
yeah,
Doom went on a hiatus. I think there was one other kind of crappy Doom game somewhere in there, but they went on hiatus until 2016. Boom, Doom 2016 drops. Doom 2016 kills it. Knocks it out of the park. Like, people are still raving about how good that game is. And it's because it refined the first person shooter aspect. It, like, the glory kills are fantastic. The soundtrack is freaking amazing. You know, there's so much they did right with Doom 2016. And then boom, Doom Eternal. And Doom now when you talk about Doom, it's not, oh yeah, that game from the 90s. It's, oh yeah, that freaking hardcore heavy metal, like,
Yeah. They really changed up how Doom was portrayed too. Like, old school Doom was cool, but new school Doom is awesome.
yeah, it really, it did shift that, like, yeah, old school Doom, yeah, old school Doom is pretty rad. It's cool. New school Doom is badass. Like, it was that kind of shift where, yeah, it's definitely a different franchise than it used to be.
And it's just sad to see something I love die.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because, like, I loved Halo, like, growing, like, one of the only games I played.
or I don't want to say that Halo is for sure dead, but it's not in a good spot. It's in a very, very dangerous spot where they need something that hits hard. Like, they need a game that comes out the gate swinging and is immediately back into the limelight again. Because with how expensive it is to make a game nowadays, I seriously doubt Microsoft's willing to sit through another Halo flop. I know they have a lot of money, but they do want to make some of that money back. So why would you keep sinking it into a property that nobody likes? Quote unquote. Yeah. I'm not saying nobody likes Halo. Let me clarify what I mean by that.
People love Halo, it's just...
Game companies perceive a lack of sales on games like that. They don't go, oh, well, the game is bad, so people didn't buy it. They go, oh, people aren't interested in Halo anymore, so let's not make it anymore. Just to clarify, I'm not saying that people don't like Halo. That's what I was saying. Oh, is the Doom... I haven't looked at the new Doom game that's coming out. Is it all...
Is it shitty?
It says... Oh, he says it's going to the Dark Ages, but they still have technical demons and guns. That, admittedly, doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't know, man. I played Doom 2016 because my youngest sibling got really into it, and they couldn't beat the game. So I had to sit there and beat the game with them. That was a ton of fun.
I imagine.
Especially when it's like me, who's like, I don't really pay attention that much. And I missed out on, like, the whole first section of the game. Because I was like, I wasn't playing it, so it's like, hold on. Wait, what's going on? Why, what? I don't understand what's happening. Why am I fighting demons?
That's funny.
But eh. But there's been a lot of Halo killing games. But there's also been games that completely define a whole genre. Or, like, create a new genre.
Well,
like...
I mean, hey, look at... You want to talk about taking some of the mechanics from Halo and expanding upon it? Look at what Borderlands did with shields. Borderlands took the regenerating shield idea and expanded on that massively. Is Borderlands a direct Halo competitor? Not really. It's an entirely different kind of game. But it took a piece of what Halo did right, implemented it correctly, and it freaking worked fantastically. People loved it. So it's like, there has been evidence of other games taking chunks of Halo out and implementing it in a way that worked. And obviously, the way Borderlands did shields is not something that would work in every single shooter game. Heck, it wouldn't work in Halo, because that's just not what Halo's like. But it did do something right. And that's like all these things where it's like, let's do the Halo Battle Royale. Don't. Like,
if it was Halo Infinite Battle Royale, I would actually kind of be interested in it.
I mean, it would get people back, but it's just one of those trendy things. It's not like a solid a solid foundation to build upon.
Yeah. Which causes its own problems.
Right.
There was something else we wanted to talk about.
I don't even remember at this point.
I know we had a lot of fun with D&D last night.
We did. I incurred the wrath of two liches on your world. Well, one on the world, one on me.
Somebody messed up.
Oh, you want to know what's funny? There's a Borderlands franchise sale on Steam right now, and Borderlands 3 is cheaper than the first Borderlands.
That hurts. That hurts my soul, Spencer.
Why?
It just does. It makes me feel like an old man going, huh, man, I wonder why this is like this. And then it's like, oh, lovely.
Can't they just remake the Halo games? Well, the thing is, they tried to remake Halo 1. They tried to do a remaster, and it fell flat. What's up, Razorbolt? It fell flat because they just screwed up the art design. Like, if you turn on that Halo remaster in MCC when you're in any of the you're in the Pillar of Autumn or something like that, it distinctly looks not Halo.
Yeah.
It definitely does not look like Halo. Halo 2
Anniversary.
Halo 2 Anniversary is fantastic, and there's rumors that they're making a Halo 3 Anniversary. Which, again, that will get people to come back to the franchise for a little bit, but it's still just the same Halo game you've played before. That's not necessarily...
With better graphics.
Yeah, with better graphics. It's not necessarily going to save the franchise. It'll bring people back for a little bit, but you thought people liked the Borderlands 3 gameplay but hated the story? That is exactly the case. The Borderlands 3 gameplay was good, but the story was by far the worst the the franchise has to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Borderlands, the first Borderlands story isn't that great either. It's really ancillary to the gunplay and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, hey, look at this. You can get a Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition bundle valued at $254 for $24 right now. That is all the skins, all the DLCs, yeah, pretty much. Borderlands 3 Designer's Cut, mostly negative reviews. We have not talked about how bad the Borderlands movie is because we're saving that for the Tuesday podcast because me and Eli are going to do a double header. We're going to watch Borderlands and then we're going to watch Deadpool. So we are going to do a full breakdown of the Borderlands movie on Tuesday, and I can't emphasize how excited I am. I've heard that movie is so bad, and I'm ready to rip it a new one. I am thrilled.
Yeah. Man.
Borderlands 3 should have been more like Destiny without two ended. I don't know necessarily about that. I think the way they set up Borderlands 3 was great, and I think it would have been considered great if they didn't fall flat on the story so hard. Honestly.
So this is something that you and me did talk about at one point.
I think we've talked about this on a previous podcast.
I don't know if it was a previous podcast. I just remember that you and me had brought up that Borderlands... Sorry, I'm reading something. 3... So Borderlands 2 created a villain that you loved to hate and hated to love.
Yeah.
Handsome Jack. Borderlands 3 created two villains that you just hated.
Yeah, this is what we've talked about before. So, obviously there was never going to be any upstaging or even matching Handsome Jack. That's not possible. The same franchise can't do that. Like, Borderlands is never going to have a villain like Handsome Jack. I'm sorry. I don't care how good the writers are. They can't beat Handsome Jack.
And I have to say, there's a lot more with Handsome Jack that went with the voice actor.
Yes. With the freestyle, like,
that.
Man, these pretzels suck. It was just like the random ad-libs that he threw in there. I have this diamond horse. Just thinking about naming it Butt Stallion. Or Pissed for Brains, just to name it after you. Like, the number of fantastic lines. Like, him...
Just off the cuff.
Talking about
like
destroying New Haven, and he's like, yeah, oh, this guy came at me with a spoon. A freaking spoon. And so I scooped out his little eyeballs with it, and he was screaming and everything, and then, well, moral of the story is you're a total bitch. Like, just him calling you on those echo logs is so memorable, but then slowly descending into madness. Like,
yeah,
you can't match that. And they tried. They definitely tried. But where Handsome Jack, you're like, I need to beat him. Through the whole game, you're like, okay, this guy's annoying at the start of the game. But then you reach a point where you're like, oh, this guy needs to die. Like, I hate this guy. With him killing Roland and capturing Lilith, it's like, well, you find out that his daughter is Angel is his daughter, and he's been keeping her captive. And you're like, this guy's horrible. Then he kills Roland and captures Lilith, and you're like, gloves are off. I'm going, like, this man's dead. I'm killing this man. But
the second one, when they killed, what's her name? For no reason.
Maya?
Yeah, they kill Maya for no spoiler, by the way. They kill Maya, and then they just keep rubbing it in your face.
They keep rubbing it in your face, but not in a, it's not like Handsome Jack when Bloodwing died.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, let me play a sad song for you on the violin, if I could freaking find it. What is it? Jeeves, where's the bloody violin? And then he comes in later on and tries like, see, he like plays the little thing of the violin. He's like, see, it didn't work because, too much time. Gosh. Like, that is completely different than like, haha, Maya's dead. Haha, we killed Maya. Haha. Like, especially when you just don't like these villains in the first place. Like, they're not charming like Handsome Jack. They're just annoying. It's the difference between, I want to kill that guy because he's bad and he's done bad things to me, versus I want to kill those two because they're annoying and I want them to shut up.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But that being said, I'd be down to play I'd be down to play Borderlands 3 on stream with you. 1, 2, and 3.
I would go through the entire thing.
I actually never played any of the DLCs, because after I beat the game, I was like, I'm done. Never came back for the DLCs.
This is going to sound really terrible of me. I never actually beat Borderlands 3.
Yeah, I remember Tamian. The playable Handsome Jack clone from pre-sequel. But yeah, trust me, you didn't miss anything by not beating Borderlands 3. As a matter of fact, you spared yourself from one of the worst endings to any game I've ever played. Without question.
And that sucks even more.
Do you know what happens at the end?
Don't they just fly off into space to find a bunch more vaults?
Nope. So, Tyreen betrays her brother, and kills him, and then opens the original vault from Borderlands 1, fuses with the Destroyer, become the final boss. Which, I mean, it was fine, I guess. The boss wasn't anything special, but then, in the process of doing that, Elpis is going to come crashing in. The moon. Elpis is going to come crashing onto Pandora and destroy everything. So, Lilith sacrifices herself to stop Elpis, which, by the way, as it was established in the pre-sequel, is like its own planet with people living on it. She, essentially nukes the moon to stop it from hitting Pandora, sacrificing herself in the process and leaving the Crimson Raiders to Ava, the little jackass that got Maya killed. Yeah. Pretty fantastic ending. Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
think I should stick to like 3 games to stream and swap out one if I rage quit or beat it.
I still just want to go through the entire Halo series on Legendary with you. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I'd be down for that. See, yeah, Gore, the thing with that is, I mean, like, yeah, I'm going to try and finish Fallout New Vegas this week. I think we're going to play Fallout New Vegas on Thursday.
Oh, also, big update. At my job, I go down to part-time first full week of October, so I will be streaming a lot more.
Nice.
So I will be back in the stream game more than once to twice a week.
But, yeah, I'm going to try and finish Fallout New Vegas this week, and then I wanted to do Fallout London. So it's like, and then I also want to start Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That one's going to be fun, because I'm going to have to do so many different voices for that. I'm not going to remember all the voices.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think I'm doing... So this week, I'm going to do Elden Ring. We got Bardic Blunders on Tuesday. Well,
are we doing a group stream this week, or?
I don't think so. We've talked about it, but nobody's really said anything concrete.
Hold on.
Wednesday, I want to do a Hollow Knight randomizer this week too. Because people have been asking for that for a while. So, Hollow Knight randomizer could be fun to do this week. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the Hollow Knight randomizer. We'll start that on Wednesday. Then New Vegas Thursday, Elden Ring again Friday. I think that sounds
perfect.
That'll be my schedule for this week. And then I can't do a Handsome Jack impression. You heard my attempt earlier. And then next week I'll start Phoenix Wright next week. So yeah, but that's all the time we've got, because I have to go get ready for work. I got a long day today. Why did I accept an 8-hour? It's because I need money. Ian, Butt Stallion says hello. There, that's my Handsome Jack impression. Now stop asking for it. I can't do a Handsome Jack impression, so if it sounds bad, oh well. Yeah, it was half-assed because I told you I didn't want to do it. Now stop asking, please. Anyways, that's all we got for this time. I don't even have a quote.
What? What? Let me pull up my phone really quick. I got it. iFunny, you need to stop trying to take over my screen.
Listen to this guy. Look at him memes while he's on stream. Unprofessional.
I was actually playing Civ while we were streaming, so... Hold on, I gotta find it. There's a proverb. Oh, here it is. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. Japanese proverb.
There are angry ghosts all around us, dead from wars, sickness, starvation, and nobody cares. So, you say you're under a curse? So what? so is the whole damn world. Princess Mononoke.
What game is that from?
I just said Princess Mononoke. It's a movie. It's one of the Ghibli movies.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
It's great. It's fantastic. Love that movie. But
Well, we're probably going to be down Alex, so... I mean, if you and me want to do a group stream...
we
a
could.
duo stream, just tell me what game.
I'll have to figure that out. We also have 2 movies to watch. If we're actually going to commit to that, because, I mean, at the
I'm
same
down.
time, we do have a convention coming up in a couple of weeks, and, you know.
It's fine.
All right.
Do you want my credit card to pay for the...
No.
I will send you... I'm not going to send you a picture of my credit card.
Don't
I know
do that, you
that's way
friggin'
too
moron.
risky.
But, all right. That's
I'll drop
all we
it off
got.
at your place on my way into work.
Catch you tomorrow, everybody. Tally ho!
Bye.